Welcome, United Rogue Overwatch. We got a Ruby stream for y'all coming in hot tonight. We got Philadelphia Plague versus the Havana Hurricanes. I'm joined here by my co-caster, Annan. How are you on this lovely evening?
We're doing all right today. I think we're going to see a really nice game. You know, both teams have very stacked lineups. It is a very competitive roster all around. I think this is going to be a really nice watch.
For sure, for sure. Good mix of both veterans who have made quite a name for themselves in the Ruby League and some players that maybe not so well known trying to make a name for themselves and trying to find themselves, that niche, that spot amongst the best. I mean, looking at these two teams, record wise, Philadelphia sitting at number one seed currently in the standings at a 3-1. Havana at a 2-1, so looking to get their third win to put them at 3-1 on the season. But I mean, other than Philadelphia having one game played more than Havana, their records look almost identical. Even their map records look very similar. So, I mean, if they go all the way to a map 5 with Havana winning, they would have Havana would take the same map record that Philadelphia currently has. But I mean, what kind of insight can you give me on these players on these teams?
Well, as you said, there are some veteran players on each side, but there are also a couple rookie players this season that I think have really stood out amongst the rest. For example, I would like to point out Taco, a Grandmaster 2 support over on Plague. Really solid player. Runs that Ana in the Kiri really well. I think he has really made a name for himself this season, despite only starting out this season.
Yeah, and then you have names that should be very familiar to people who do keep up both playing in Ruby and just keep up with, the streams, of course. I mean, on both sides, Choco Man and Foliage specifically are two names that jump out at me personally. As someone who only joined last season, these are names that became very prevalent to me very early on after joining. I mean, Choco Man, insane DPS, right? Plays pretty much, feels like every hit scan there is on the roster and at a very high degree. And then Foliage, on the other hand, kind of mixing it up, more of a flex player, I would say, but still equally talented. And this is looking to be a hard-hitting match on both sides, and I look forward to a good game. Something to look at, F84 on the side of Philadelphia is set at a champion 5. Currently the only champion player in this lobby. I believe one of the only champion players in the league as a whole. Another one being, of course, Lemon.
6 or so, yeah.
Yeah, so not something we have an abundance of. So definitely something to keep an eye on. We will be going to Helios map 1. It seems like Havana will be banning the Kiriko from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is opting to ban the Cassidy, probably taking a shot, as I said, Choco Man, kind of neutralize his huge pool of hit scan characters.
I mean, truly, I think whoever gets the early momentum here is really going to try and push it through all the way through. I think we're going to see a 3-1 win in favor of Philadelphia tonight, and I think we can get this started.
Yeah, I'm looking to see a good fight coming out of Havana here. I can definitely see them taking this. At the end of the day, it all comes down to which team is having a better day. And I think the matchup to look out for is definitely going to be F84 and Choco Man. That's kind of going to be the head-to-head to really look at, right? Whichever one of those players is able to get off to a better start and kind of establish dominance early on in the series and in the maps is just I believe that team is just going to run away with it because both these players have shown more than enough capability to take over any given series at any given time. But we're going to get into this 20 seconds preparation for Ilios. We're starting at the well. Adbon pulling out the Roadhog, and we got the Cat Reaper coming out as well on the side of Philadelphia.
Not to mention the Forbidden Cat Bastion. Oh no.
Yeah,
Speaking of, we see that flown out right immediately.
F84 as well is not the person you want to be on that Bastion. You do not want to see that. We'll see whether or not Havana's able to react to this if they know it's coming, because here it's coming in hot. And Blue Jay immediately getting run down by that duo. F84 just spraying him down on that high ground, catching him off guard. A huge anti onto Captain Ricard, and he's going to go down as well. It's going to be Foliage TPing to high ground to help his team clean up these kills, and that's a quick win there for Philadelphia.
I think Philadelphia is really going to be able to take that early momentum and get the ball rolling. Philadelphia as a whole has been really fast and loose with their playstyle, and I think it rewards them better on these quick starts. We see F84 kill out Blue Jay with the Cat Bastion once again. Just poor Blue Jay. The Cat Bastion gets him again. It is a rough sight to watch.
Yeah, it cannot be understated how hard it is to hit shots while being carried by that cat as a hit scan, right? Even for someone with great aim, it is a completely different beast when you're being flung around against your will in directions you might not even know you're going in. See, as we see there, a grenade bouncing off of the wall because of the pathing of Actual on the cat. But this combo is just so lethal. It's so hard. If you don't take out this cat, it's just a constant threat. And shields, there's nothing you can do about it. Usually you would think some sort of shield would be the counter to Bastion, but when he can just go over the top of it and shoot your backline seemingly for free. Choco Man diving the backline with his Reaper ult. Gonna get one for it in Taco, but that's just about it. I mean, his team's gonna get cleared up in the process. F84 and Adbon is taking it upon themselves, and Actual getting him a final hit as well. Some support on support violence going on. And Actual, the hero, going back to bring Taco to the fight quicker. Bringing him to high ground as well. We got some crazy plays coming in here. Got the aerial Ana. I have never seen this before.
Neither have I, and it is a unique play, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out for them. The Ana's left in a somewhat vulnerable-ish position, but I can see the thought process behind it.
Yeah, Nano Diva here, trying to take some pressure as Captain Ricard, but not even a touch there. Now, I mean, just wasn't able to touch in time, was trying to play front to back there, but someone needed to get the touch. Adbon saying, guys, the point. The BM in the chat. I mean, somewhat deserved in a way, because it's just, you got to touch the point there. This is a big, I mean, they had to pop the Nano there. This is not Marvel Rivals. The ults do not carry over between rounds in control. So popping the Nano there was definitely required, but Ricard just not popping his flight, just again trying to play front to back and slowly take pressure on the way to the point when he needed to just fly in there, just get a touch, establish some sort of pressure, get the overtime for his team to hopefully allow them a chance at the very least to win that round. And now this map, very lethal for Cat Bastion. The Cat has so many pillars and buildings to play around. I mean, look at this, just able to hide on this high ground. Jake able to shoot the tank in the back, and Captain Ricard on that Sigma and take him out instantly before he's even able to get close to the point. And now this is just the actual F84 show. Just complete control over the entire map currently, Annan.
If F84 had been in the Omnic Crisis, Overwatch would not have won. Are you seeing this? This is awful.
Yeah, Jetpack Cat, Fika might have been the missing piece of the Omnic Crisis.
We just see a full Philadelphia wipe. Everyone's dying. It is a full team wipe. we do see Hurricane trying to run that double hit scan, try and counter the Cat Bastion, but it just isn't working in their favor. It is a respectable attempt, but it simply isn't working.
Yeah, it's a rough situation because, I mean, you like to think, okay, if we just go hit scans, we can just kill the cat and boom, problem solved, right? But it's not just the Cat Bastion you have to worry about. While you're looking up at the cat and at the Bastion worried about them, you have Foliage and Adbon playing these Brawl characters with so much sustain and burst damage combined that are able to just run you down and take your eyes back off of that Catchton. And as we see here, it just plays out like this every time. That's the thing people, I think, just don't think about. They think it's just the thing with Cat Bastion is it's just the cat and the Bastion, right? But it's the way they take your eyes away from the rest of their team. And playing a comp especially like this with the Reaper and the Mauga, able to just take so much space and get in your face, it puts you in a checkmate position where there's really nothing you can truly do without perfect team play, it seems. And it's just
the coordinated dive just can't be contested. Every time they are losing one or two straight up the rip, and they can't bring it back.
Yeah, now with the rocket launcher, it's just the full AC-130 is in full effect. I mean, look at that, the nano allowing him to almost 100-0 Emerald City on the Lucio, preventing a touch. And wow, Philadelphia. This is why, if anyone who is unfamiliar with the Cat Bastion game, welcome to familiarity, because this is what people complain about. This is what all the hype and hatred is about.
I mean, if you've been watching the Overwatch Challengers Series or the Overwatch World Cup, I mean, the Cat Bastion has just been dominant. It's been dominant within the Asian spheres, especially. I mean, you've seen teams like Twisted the Panda really just, well, it's Raccoon. Twisted Raccoon really just make use of it. It's horrible.
Oh, I may have accidentally left the lobby. I am actually quite possibly the worst to ever do it here, guys. That is, and I'm back.
And
like
I'm
that.
the
Easy.
co-caster. Would you look at that?
Yep. Yeah, and now Annan's alone. I will be leaving the rest to Annan. I will catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, but we're back in. I mean, I don't know. Havana has to make big changes here. And it comes down to the problem being if a team has a truly good cat player, which Actual seems to be good at, right? There's Cat Bastion teams where the cat player kind of just specializes in carrying that Bastion, and outside of that, they don't know much of the character. But Actual seems to be able to know when to drop the Bastion and assist on the offensive side of things, when to go in and deal damage, when to just be annoying, be a pest. And we're going straight to King's Row. Very quick map selection.
You know, one thing interesting about the Cat Bastion, F84, the Bastion of this duo, he sat last season out after a Season 8 with Pittsburgh, and, you know, you'd think coming back he'd be slow on the roll, but just the pure dominance that Plague has had in Ruby, it cannot be underestimated. I mean, F84 especially has been a essential player in the entire puzzle here. And I think if he doesn't get role start, it's a robbery.
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, there's so many good players. I mean, it obviously, right? It makes sense. It's Ruby. You're right. You're not going to find any slouches at this level of play in this rank. And I was just about to bring it up. The Bastion ban coming in from Havana, I was going to bring it up. What do you ban here? Do you try to target that Cat Bastion? If you ban the Bastion, F84 plays other heroes, Hitscan specifically, that still combo quite well with the cat. I mean, Cassidy,
Cassidy, yeah.
Cassidy just the flying high noon, borderline unstoppable unless you're just not only prepared, but just you got to hit those shots, right? You can see it coming, you can hear it coming, but if you can't land those crucial shots to kill in time, it's just cooked. I mean, even like a Soldier 76, if you got a Cat Visor, like the Cat just enables so much synergy with these DPS ults and some tank ults as well. I personally am a fan of
Orisa.
Cat Orisa, Cat Wrecking Ball, right? You bring him in, drop him on top, let him slam on top of people and just drop mines. Covers a wide area. Even Cat Ramatra, there is very few ultimates that just do not get benefited by the Jetpack Cat. So it'll be interesting without the Bastion. It'll be interesting to see what the alternative is. So it seems Zarya is going to get banned by Philadelphia here. Interesting. I'm wondering what they're seeing there, what they have in mind.
We do see Philadelphia take the attack first here, which, you know, interesting. Me personally, I prefer to start with the defense here. Just really try to lock it down and make sure your opponent knows you can just beat them down and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting strategy, right? Because usually what you would kind of expect in maps like this is if you feel like you're truly dominating a team, if you're really confident in yourself, you take the defense first, right? If because I mean, you try to first point hold them. If you successfully first point hold them, you go in on attack, you get one tick, boom, in and out, another map in the books. Taking the attack first could set you up for the situation where you get the full 3 points, but now you still have to wait this full 5 minutes for what possibly could be a 1-point hold if you are strong enough on the defense. So, I mean, a bit questionable. I'm curious. I mean, these are players much more skilled than I am. So I'm curious if they see something or know something that I perhaps don't. But definitely interesting to me for them to take attack first here.
We do see F84 Jake on the Widowmaker. I'm sure that's going to be disastrous for... Speaking of, we see a pick on Choco Man by Jake. Another pick on Kiriko. It is bad to be the Hurricanes right now.
Yeah, this is straight up bad meets evil. Shout out Eminem and Royce the 5'9". That is not what you like to see. The sight lines are not clear. Do not peek any angle. If there is an angle, do not peek it. Oh, as I say that, Jake getting picked off by a sonar arrow from Blue Jay there. Very well done. Trying to take an aggressive forward flank. And now we're getting the Emery swap. I mean, it makes sense. Widowmaker is very strong on that first point, as pretty much everybody knows by now. So swapping now does make sense. Choco Man and Blue Jay looking to hold this high ground with the help of Lord Stan. But now dropping down to assist their Sigma. Adbon just getting blown up. Foliage trying to take space in this backline, but he's alone here. Kind of getting zoned out by the backline of Havana. And that's going to be a fight win for Havana as they take control of the objective.
You know, Havana has managed to slow down Pittsburgh, but I don't know if it'll be enough. I mean, just looking at the hyper-offensive comp that Pittsburgh is running, I mean, you can see it happening right now. They're all just falling on the Sigma. He's dead. It's just rough. We do see Blue Jay get a pick on Reaper Foliage, but he gets picked off himself by everyone else. We do see a McCree killing Jake, and they do manage to bring it to a 3v2, but is it going to be enough to really stop them on the cart?
They're not contesting. They're just letting them push for free here. Like, Adbon and Actual are just getting a soft regroup. Now Foliage is here. All of a sudden, this is a lot less winnable. They had the 3v2, as you said, but now taken down to a 3v1 as Emerald City and Choco Man just getting torn apart. This team has
very
too much
questionable
momentum.
Decision by Havana.
Yeah, just playing it so slow, so passive. I mean, I guess that speaks on how dominant this team of Philadelphia is, as they just get pick after pick, just running down the Havana Hurricanes.
You're just not going to be able to play passive against a comp like this. It's not going to work out. With hyper aggression like this, your backline is going to be found out found out a position and just collapsed on. You need to play hyper aggressive back, or else you're just gonna find yourself on the bad end of a curb stomp.
Yeah, Malga, not a tank you see very often. Definitely a very niche tank. But if you get a good Malga that knows when to go in and when to get out, and knows how to use the adrenaline properly, it is so devastating because the amount of space, the amount of pressure he can apply, and you combo that with Reaper, and now with this Emery ult, and this is just demolition at its finest, shredding this backline in seconds. These fights are not lasting very long at all, and there, as I said, we get that 3-point push with 4.5 minutes almost.
4.5 minutes. Oh God.
I mean, bro, there's only 7 deaths on all of Philadelphia combined for an entire half of gameplay. There is only 7 deaths. And this is, keep in mind, this is a team that's playing hyper aggressive speed boost in and dive backline. That is a very high risk, high reward setup. And they're still just not dying. They just, every piece of their puzzle is falling into place here. For Havana, they just, I mean, they just seem to be at a loss, and I don't know if I don't know if I can blame them.
I mean, here's the thing. Passive comps can work well. You just need to play them right, and against, you know, proper opponents who don't know how to dive your backline like that. But this is high-level gameplay. You cannot afford to play passive like that and not know how to defend your backline. Like, yes. The passive gameplay can be good for extended skirmishes, but playing against a hyper aggressive comp like Maga, Reaper, Lucio, it's just not going to work. And the fact that they stuck with it that entire first half speaks volumes for just how big the gap is here.
Yeah, now an interesting comp switch up for Havana. Definitely a lot more aggressive here. I mean, teching in the Ana for that Malga, obviously. Now we have the Hazard, perhaps trying to put an end to that dominant backline of Actual and Taco, but it's going to be a tough task. These players on Philadelphia know how to control space, but Captain Ricard able to run down Foliage, who gets caught out of position after the space being taken by Havana this time, and a sleep mixed with the jar onto Adbon, but he immediately gets cleansed by Taco. This is just rough for Havana. These antis are not gonna last on this Malga. Taco is gonna be there every day of the week. It's just a matter of TP cleanse, and all of a sudden, that Malga is healing to full HP again.
I mean, as we said, playing hyper-aggressive and hyper-aggressive can generally work better than trying to play passive, but, you know, you do see Captain Ricard on the Hazard trying to do that, but with his backline on Ana Ilari, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you can see Adon just jumping back there right now. He gets antied, sure, but we're going to see the cleanse by Taco. It's just not going to work out for them. They need to switch it up here.
Yeah, and I mean, just such great management of pressure and space here by Philadelphia. Okay, but here comes the Hazard. Nanoed here, taking a lot of damage, but the Ilari pillar doing work. Not able to get anyone with the Hazard. The Rain gets 0. Now it's a back and forth brawl. We got Foliage on his Venture in the back line. Something very familiar, but he's gonna get taken out by these supports, and Choco Man popping the overclock. It's only F84 Jake who's also on this Sojourn. He has the overclock as well, but probably not gonna opt to pop it here, being in such a down position. He will hold on to it for the next fight. And I mean, there's the entryway that Havana needed into this game.
We do see the beat drop by Actual. We're going to see them trying to rush in, but just being denied by Hazard's wall. Blue Jay pops his ult. We just see Actual caught out by it. Adon is just caught at half. He's not doing all too well. He's dead back there. Venture's diving. Venture's dead. Everyone's dying back there. We just see Taco. It's bad. I mean, we're just seeing blows exchanged back and forth just like last time. Montreal versus Houston. Emerald. I mean, that was a... No, that was Sapphire. But still, it was a great game.
This is... But something to keep in mind, they're sitting... They still have 2 points to go, and they only have 3 minutes. They have less time. They have a whole minute less than Philadelphia capped the entire point is. And we're getting ults popped all over. We got the Malga and the Alari ults coming in here. And it's just going to be routine rundown by Philadelphia, getting into that back line, taking out any squishies that they can get their hands on. Adbon, that charge from Malga is so strong. It's just getting knocked up in the air. Knockups are something that just... In a game like this, knockups are one of the most devastating CCs. Just not being able to move and being in such a predictable position movement-wise. Here comes a hazard ult, but once again, just not getting anything for it. Not really seeing the value. We got the excavation initiation coming from Foliage, but again, no picks coming out from that either. But some consistent push coming from Havana. They are holding off this push, but a huge wrap coming in from Philadelphia. We got the double overclock. The huge anti on the back line of Philadelphia. F84 goes down. Choco Man trying to stay up. He's with his Ana. They're playing their lives as much as they can. Adbon gonna go get taken down next. Now it's looking like a win for Havana if they can just play their cards right. Captain Ricard versus supports. Can he take it? Foliage able to contest here if need be. And it probably will opt to contest here, zoning Captain Ricard out for the time being. No ults on the side of Havana whatsoever. Taco having that Kiriko ult locked and loaded. The beat not too far off. This next fight is not looking too promising unless they can get some early picks here for the Hurricanes.
Despite the distance pushed, the severe ult disadvantage they put themselves at, it's not looking good for them.
And his time is just ticking away. A minute and a half. Here comes the Kiriko ult. The Kiriko ult getting blocked by the cart. A very short path to walk on, but it's not needed. They had what they had enough to get the picks that they were looking for. 2 picks going down. 2 very important picks in Blue Jay and Captain Ricard. Now this is a forced soft reset. Hard reset actually. Going all the way back. Taking it all the way back to spawn. A spawn that is very far away. The point is just so close to this checkpoint. Only a minute and 3 seconds left on the clock. This is looking dire for Havana. They need something to come in clutch for them. But early Malga ult on the backline. This is so many people in this cage. And Hazard finally getting a bunch of hits with his ult. And the stun is huge. Look at the kills coming in from Havana. They just got to clean up the rest. But Choco Man is so low. There's no support here for Havana. Actual getting taken down by Ricard. It's a 1v1. F84 versus Ricard. And F84 gets the best of them. 30 seconds left. This is last fight territory, and with the respawns coming in so slow, Ricard is going to take so long to get here. I mean, they have the Alari ult, could combo it with the Hanzo ult, but that requires a lot of things to line up. Can the Hanzo ult get value? Can the Alari ult hit enough people? It's just
and will
a lot of
actual
question
mess
marks.
up his beat to where that can make any value.
Yeah, here comes the early EMP.
It just isn't going to make any value.
Over the top, targeting F84, not a bad target, singling him out. Can they get the pick here? The Sunburst does get F84, that's a good early pick, but Lord Stan goes down. That's an Ana down with the Nano. He had the Nano and dies there. No Nano for this fight, and now it's just Philadelphia is taking control. Blue Jay able to get a beautiful pick onto Foliage. Ricard taking down Actual, but Taco getting a trade onto Ricard. It's a 2v2, and now it's Blue Jay and Emerald trying to save this stand, swapping to the cat to see if he can get here for this team. Adbon looking like he could go down here, and he's gonna go down. It's just F84 to hold it down on the Emery, but the respawn's coming in from Havana. They do not have too much pressure here to hold them back. This checkpoint is all but theirs unless Philadelphia can push now. The early overclock from Choco Man looking to zone this out. They want this point now. Foliage able to get a touch, but not for long. They will get the point. And now a minute and a half left. They are still 3 minutes down, over 3 minutes down now. Blue Jay getting a beautiful pick onto the Lucio of Actual. That is going to stall this recontest of Philadelphia relatively strongly.
Ooh.
And now the stagger engine is just in full effect, Anon.
Now, I saw there in the backline, I saw F84 there at 1 HP. Speaking of 1 HP, Adbon is dead, Foliage is dead, everyone's dying. Blue Jay got caught out by Foliage, then got the trade by Alari. Now, we see 3 of the cards on the side of Havana, make it 4 with Captain Ricard playing up forward. I mean, all things considered, even when they take this, they still have a heavy ult bank, or time bank disadvantage.
It could have been a huge Hanzo ult. They were all crowded into a room, but they were just unable. He wasn't close enough to get it, and now the excavation initiation zoning off Philadelphia for the time being. But Ricard able to play his life well. Blue Jay jiggling this
See the
angle.
cage?
This cage could be crucial, but taken down. Choco Man getting a pick onto Foliage. They're 1 for 1. Adbon getting a pick onto Blue Jay. It is just Choco Man trying to see what he can do. Wait, this could be a huge kidnap. Lord Stan able to get Adbon off the point. Only 6 seconds left, though. They have to touch here. Lord Stan is going to need to touch here. But how long can he stay alive? Not long at all, it seems. Choco Man touching for as long as he can, but he's not long for this world either. He's 1 HP. Tries to pop the overclock, but he goes down. Ricard all alone here. Never mind, Ricard now has Blue Jay, but Blue Jay can only touch for so long. He's on the Symmetro with no movement to get away from the rundown of Philadelphia. And what a game.
We did get to see how that hyper-aggressive style did falter a little bit on defense, but still, I mean, Ricard did play hyper-offensive back, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, all things considered, going a full comp of hyper-aggressive compared to a half comp of hyper-aggressive is always going to go in the favor of the full comp.
Yeah, that was just... They started to find their presence, right? They started to figure out what was working. They had the staggers that they needed, but a great job done by Philadelphia there to fully regroup on that last contest, right? Stop the stagger engine, get one last push, all or nothing, and it paid off dividends. They wrapped right side, I believe. They did not straight contest a point from main. They wrapped wide and took a side angle, avoiding the Hail Mary wolf from Hanzo in Blue Jay. And I still believe if Blue Jay was just closer, if Blue Jay was on that point, that Hanzo would have taken out the entire team. They were all coming out of spawn on the exact same side and forced into a little room. That Hanzo ult could have gotten an entire 5-piece, and that would have been OT for Havana. But now we're looking at a possible 3-0 if Havana cannot keep up the pressure that they were able to find at the end of that game here.
You know, speaking of wasted potentials and ults, Choco Man just with the huge overclock at the end there, that was a rough watch, I will say. I mean, it happens to the best of us, but God, it is rough to watch in third person, I'll tell you what. I'm used to seeing it in first person, but
These champion players are something else, man. I mean, F84 is the second one I've ever seen personally, at least in my casting career so far in United Rogue Overwatch. But Lemon as well, like these guys, they're not too far rank-wise from these other players, right? You have players that are GM1, GM2, GM3. They're right there on the precipice of champion. But you could really see what sets a player apart when you see a player who has reached that champion mark, right? And is in contention for possibly top 500. You really see what makes those players different, what makes those players so proficient at what they do. I mean, it's been prevalent in every part of these games so far. And, you know, completely ignoring what the scoreline, the series scoreline is looking like at the moment. These have been very close games. Very close games. I mean, these teams do not seem too far matched. Yes, it was a little bit lopsided for Philadelphia, at least in the earlier half of the series, but Havana definitely showing signs of life, and if they can just hone that and really find those openings that they were finding in Philadelphia at the end of that map there, they have an honest shot of at least taking a map or two. Now, taking the entire series from a reverse sweep, now that is a lot more to ask, but definitely not impossible by any means.
I would be all for the reverse sweep. But you did mention in contention for top 500, and taking a glance at F84, he is in fact 290 for DPS. He is just a very solid player all around, but his DPS really just stands out from the rest.
And it seems like he's quite an all-around player. I mean, GM in all roles except currently Masters 1 and support, D rank from GM5. But yeah, top 298 of all DPS in this game. That is not a slight feat by any means. I mean, as
Not
we
in the
said,
game, in the region, but yeah.
oh, in the region. All right.
Actually,
My Marvel Rivals brain
Hey.
has me confused. They
we
just
do
lump everyone in
see-
together.
We do see a MAGA ban coming from the side of Havana, which honestly, fair enough. Seeing what Philadelphia was able to do with that MAGA, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the retaliatory ban is from Philadelphia. Not able to ban a tank here, but I don't think Philadelphia is too worried about bans, to be honest. It doesn't seem like anything is giving them too much trouble, right? There's nothing that Havana has brought out that Philadelphia can't match or even do better on. So I'm
I
curious
would pay to see a throw pick.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they just, if it's just to troll somebody, right? Take away maybe the
Oh no, they banned
the-
Reaper. Okay.
banning the Reaper. Okay. Reaper. Interesting. Very interesting. Reaper is quite strong on these maps. These Flashpoint. I forgot the name of the game mode for a second. On these Flashpoint maps, just having the mixture of being able to brawl on point as needed in control style maps, plus the movement, right? The movement speed perk from using the fade, plus the TP, just able to get around the map so much faster than a lot of DPS can, save for maybe Tracer and Soldier, and maybe Sojourn, depending on the distance. So,
You know,
seems like-
having mentioned that throw pick, though, I can't help but notice none of Havana's players have exactly marked on their sheets that they play Reaper at all. It's an interesting ban. I will tell you that.
yeah, I'm starting. Makes me wonder if maybe it's a map ban, right? Or maybe it's just like, it's like we're not scared of anything you're gonna play, but we're gonna find a character that's annoying on this map at least. We're gonna find the most, even if you don't play it, we're just gonna make sure you don't even get a chance, right? Because that's the worst is if you say, okay, no one on their team plays Reaper, let's just leave it up, it'll be fine. And then all of a sudden you get rolled by a Reaper on the other team, and you're just like, oh well, that's unfortunate. But we're
We'll
getting
see
the
how
Bastion again from F84, and we're getting the match from Choco, man. This is
You know, something
looking-
interesting though. There is no movement. There is no movement speed on the side of Havana. They are not going to take advantage of Lucio or Juno or any of the likes, which is an interesting choice, especially on Flashpoint.
Yeah, sticking to their pure poke classic of Ana and Lari, getting a pick onto Actual early on here. Foliage getting a trade onto Emerald, though. That's a support pick. That is a lot more valuable, at least in my opinion. We're seeing a mirror in DPS here. We got the Mei Bastion on both sides. Foliage able to pick off Choco Man there. Lord Sand getting a trade onto Adbon. Both teams just going back and forth, it seems. It's a 4v3, though. And it seems like Havana is going to soft reset here. Looking to recontest as soon as possible. Not taking too much downtime and getting right back in there. The Zarya to set up the Mei, but the Bastion just shreds right through that. No Ice Cube possible. Foliage popping the Ice Cube, speaking of, early on. And here comes an ult onto the tanks and Choco Man. Choco Man gets frozen, tries to get bubbled by Captain Ricard, but gets taken out regardless. And we're seeing the Nemesis form. He's going to run down those supports. Foliage going absolutely crazy, hitting insane shots on this Mei. And that character's damage is nothing to scoff at, Anon.
Really, I mean, Mei as a choice over the years has always just been a very solid option. I don't think there has ever been a time when she has necessarily been the worst option you could make. I mean, There are times when she's less than ideal, sure, but she's always been there.
Yeah, just a great tech pick. Just for maps like this, these control style maps, right? With points that you want to just lock down to punish dive, to punish anything, just slowing down anything, right? Brawl even. But Captain Ricard getting put down there by F84, actual getting a pick onto Blue Jay with the boot. That's embarrassing. But that's going to be 2 picks, and that's going to be first point taken by Philadelphia. No surprise there. Not a single % taken by Havana, unfortunately.
You know, that May pick, especially on that first point, really good pick. I mean, that tight choke point right there at the doorway is just really easy to wall off and take advantage of. But we didn't really see much of that on the side of Havana. They did make an attempt at it, but they didn't really do it successfully.
Yeah, trying to block off Adbon a few times, isolate him. But here comes the Baptiste. Taco on the Bap. I did not see that pick. And now Adbon popping a super risky ult, but it pans out in the end, staying at absolute 1 HP, healing slowly over time from that passive healing, from not taking damage for a certain amount of time, waiting for his supports to regroup.
Supports dead. I mean, even with both supports dead at the end there by the Bastional, I mean, Havana just really doesn't. They just don't know how to play against the hyper aggressive comp, especially not with what they're trying to run.
Yeah, this is Ramatra especially is just so strong here. And here comes a May ult, popped onto both Foliage and Adbon. Adbon able to clear out of that. Foliage not getting damaged one bit. We're getting a mixture of support ults coming in here. The Ilario, but the Sunstrikes won't kill anything yet. We got the beat for an aggressive push from Philadelphia, and that's going to take out Choco Man as well as Ricard, leaving no one but the poor Ana Lord Stan to get run down. Dooney's getting beat all the way in by the rush from Philadelphia.
Just no mercy. It is a massacre out there.
Yeah, this plague is a little more infectious than Havana was ready for, it seems. They're absolutely writhing in pain at the dominance.
Play Gink, because this is lethal as hell.
Yeah, this is, I don't know what you do here. They've evolved every single trait that they can have here. There is no countering this. No amount of research is curing this one.
They got it to Greenland right away. It is not great.
Yeah, this puzzle just seems basically unsolvable. Unless you're Philadelphia, for them, this Rubik's Cube, they bought it pre-solved at this point. I mean, Blue Jay able to pick off F84, but it seems like only a consolation, but maybe one more down. Takes out Taco Lantern, but with the rest of his team dead, the point is once again just gonna go purely to Philadelphia. And this is the last chance. This has been an absolute shutout of a map for Philadelphia. If Havana doesn't make a stand here, a stand here. Shout out Lord Stan. This is it for them.
No. Oh, a good tire on actual. Good early pick. Adon is just caught out lacking. I mean, now it's a 3v5. All things considered, they just got to peel back here. But we do see Jake get a pick on their Lucio. We do see him pop the turret for him. He is in the lamp. He is barely alive, but alive all the same.
Yeah, deciding to back out of that one, not wanting to be caught in that crossfire with the enemy Junkrat and Bastion being right there. But here comes a Grav artillery combo. Getting one for it, but a very important pick. That's a BAP with window available, and now that's off the table completely. Forcing a reset here. Jake gonna get a pick onto Blue Jay here. At least slowing down this push and this stagger and causing Havana to run right back to the point. Trying to hold for this soft reset, but here comes the artillery coming out of Jake. Can he get a pick here? He's popping it dry, nothing to set it up. The bubble from Ricard able to protect Stan there. And here comes the window. Actual going down to Captain Ricard, tries to pop the beat, I believe. No beat available. I thought I saw the animation, but now it's looking like a complete flip. The Hurricanes are coming, washing straight through here, and they're gonna take a point for themselves. I mean, this is exactly what they needed here. They found their rhythm, at least for that point. Now it's just a matter of, can they keep it? I mean, you brought it up on the very first point. They now have that Lucio, right? They have the
Yeah.
Junkrat to really blow up this tank front line of Adbon through Nemesis form.
On Flashpoint
and having the Lucio.
especially, that mobility from Lucio and the, built-in mobility for Junkrat, it is really important, especially on maps like these. You need that mobility. You need to take those flanks and those off angles, or else you're just not gonna have a fun time.
Perhaps a too early of a beat, but F84 Jake able to take down that tire before it's able to cause any problems, but Jay gonna get a kill regardless without the tire, taking down Foliage, but he's gonna get immediately traded out there by the Bastion. We've got a dry artillery coming from Chocoban, doesn't get any for it, tries to nuke Chocoban, or Chocoban, Adbon.
Wow.
I am mixing up everybody's names. Speaking of Adbon, he's coming up on this ult here, decides to pop it in this back line, causing absolute havoc, getting 3 for himself and healing himself up along the way, but Blue Jay gonna take him out, but being 1 HP is gonna take him down by Foliage.
I was the flower girl for Adbon and Choco Man's wedding.
Oh yeah.
It was a fun time.
Beautiful. I mean, hey, Ramatra Bastion, that duo is pretty dang strong. I would not mind seeing that. That's a good marriage there, man. Adbon and Choco Man could make a great team. Let's get this sorted out. Let's get some teams. Let's get the managers talking to each other.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Just trade Jake away. Come on, it ain't that big of a deal. Who cares if
let's
rosters
have an
are
exhibition game, man. Come on, it'd be great.
Adbon's shield getting absolutely shredded by this consistent burst damage brought upon by the Bastion mixed with the Junkrat. Speaking of Junkrat, he's gonna go down here. The Nemesis form pop onto this on. The Lord Stand gonna go down, and it looks like Choco Man is up next, and he will be. It's just Ricard left all alone. Emerald City getting taken out by Jake, and Jake gonna take down Ricard as well. And this is looking like it's gonna be it. There's no touch here. That point is way too far away, and that's gonna be it. 3-1 to complete the perfect, not perfect, the clean sweep. Sorry, not a perfect sweep, because they didn't.
Almost there.
Yeah, almost there. But Philadelphia just front to back dominance from start to finish. And I mean, what can you expect from the #1 seed?
I mean, truly, their hyper-aggressive comp has really just been a staple this season. Not many have been able to compete with it as well as others. And, all things considered, I think they go far in the playoffs. If not, they win it all.
Yeah, I need that. I don't know if it's already happened and I missed it. If it has, I am going to be very sad. But I need to see the Lemon versus Jake matchup.
Ooh.
I need to see Bastion. I need to see Cassidy. I need to see something.
Exactly.
Add some Cat in there, Brand. Let me see Cat, Bastion, Mirror between those two. That's all I need. But I believe that's all we have for you here tonight. Any final remarks, Annan?
For the playoff finals, if play gets there, I'll buy the enemy team the Cure DLC for Plague Inc. Just so they have a better chance.
Yeah, we'll see if that's enough. We'll see if that can save them. But with that being said, that's all from us here at United Rogue Overwatch. Thank you for casting with me, Annan. A pleasure as always.
As always. I mean, both 2 times I've casted, I've had the amazing Wiggler here. It's been just a great time in the booth. All right. Well, that's all from me.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep an eye out, and good night.